Just want to illustrate this portion of the modeling phase where we're doing stone to sill, which actually I cover in this video here. So on this one, I'm just going to be doing corner trim, columns, bases, and caps, and then frieze boards. And maybe I'll look at these brackets as well. So here's a sample job that I'm going to show you all of these items. So first we will do first floor frieze board. So let me just spin this model around real quick so that you can see what it is we're looking at. So this frieze board either on the first floor or this second floor, or there's a frieze board up here underneath the right here. This frieze continues all the way around. So you kind of just got to keep track of what's first floor and what's second floor. All right, so I'm going to go to working 2, or I'll go to working 1, and I'm going to actually ghost the roof over top of that. So you can see where the little roof portions come around and they stop. So let me look at this in isometric. So here's the already modeled frieze board. The way that I did that was by looking at it in plan view, getting the double line polygon, setting it to 1 inch, create polygon, hit OK, get the bottom control line. I'm going to do this in a clockwise fashion. I've already done this and I know the house, so it's obvious where I'm going to do this, but I would just I stop short of these little roof returns by 2 inches, and I just follow the exterior wall, just tracing it. Back here where there's a back porch and there's a porch beam, I'm going to wrap the porch beam and then go back to the wall and continue, and I'm just going to stop right there. If this was done, I would then extrude this to 7 1/4 inches, and then I would slide it up into place. So again, this is where I ran it. So you can see I ran it both around the porch beam, and then I also ran it up against the house. Same on the front. Stop short of those little roof returns on these gable ends. Stop 2 inches short of those. And then as far as the gable frieze boards, I would look at this in a model form in front view, for instance. I would have the correct layer selected. I'm going to do, I put the first floor frieze boards on the first floor and the second floor frieze boards on the second floor. So for instance, look at this end view. This frieze board that goes up and across this Dutch hip and comes back down, that's up on the second floor. Same with these dormer frieze boards. So going back to the first floor, I'll just get rid of this. I'd make sure that I was in the right class. I'd get my double line polygon tool. In this case, I'd make it 7 1/4, and then I'd extrude it to 1 inch. But this is the line we're following right here, up there and down that side. And I just make sure that I'm snapping on, oh, I got the wrong control line. Just make sure I'm snapping on the wall or the roof, whichever the case may be. Now you don't see it because it's in a screen plane. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Just change it to layer, and there it is. And then I would just, sometimes I'll leave those go, sometimes I'll actually go ahead and trim them. Flop that to the other side. Select that and trim it. Select that and trim it. Select that and extrude it 1 inch. And then go to the first floor working top plan. And there it is. And then I'm just going to slide it out until it's on the front of that wall. And model it, and you'll see if I put that layer on, that's the one that I just did, the one that's highlighted. And same thing would hold true for the gable ends. Same thing would hold true. I use for I'll show you these corner trims then. Let's go to working 1 and zoom in on this corner. There's a corner piece back there, corner piece back there. These are all separate, but I'll actually oftentimes just create all the in plan view 1 inch polygon, bottom control. I'm just aligning it with the thickness of the wall. And there's my corner trim. I'll do that on all the corners, and then I'll extrude them all at the same time so that they're all tied together, so that they're not all individual like this. There's really no reason for them to all be individual like that, but I just also want to show you in front view how they die off into the bottom of this frieze board. Right there. And then also regarding these columns, all columns are going to be a little bit different, but I'll grab these. Grab this column and move it over. So I want to show you that this is an extrude. These are all extrudes. And this actually is a column object. This could easily be 2 extrudes as well. I don't know why I did it this way on this particular job, but I want to show you that I've got, so this column base I've got these items are all in the trim painted, and this is in the trim painted show plan view. The reason being that whenever I end up doing our sheet layer for first floor plan, oops, I'll just look at this one back here. The only portion of the column that I want to show is the actual column itself. I don't want to see all those other squares that represent the trim pieces. So in this viewport for my floor plan, I have all of the trim painted turned off. So if I put those items in the trim painted class, they won't show in plan view. But if I put the column portion, the center column portion, in the trim painted show plan view class, then it will show up. And then I did something similar with the column base, so that just those 2 pieces are showing. Move that back into place. see if there was anything else that I wanted to point out. Like I said, I have a different video for the stone to sill. It's corner trim, bases, freezes, and then brackets. If there are brackets or any decoration, those I will just, you know, I sort of had to custom make this and extruded it. I think it's in the roof layer. Yeah. I just did it with, I did it based on something that you can actually purchase online, and I used those dimensions and just created this. And these are all just extrudes that I then just grouped together, and it works for the purposes of modeling it, and also works for the purposes of the elevations